All right, guys. Here with me, my dad, aka Lil Blue, and that's right. Um, I've been meaning for me and him to do a reaction on this, and yeah, of course, we are reacting to the trailers that were released during the Super Bowl: Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and The Flash. So, looking forward.
Very much so.
Yep. So let's see what the new trailer for Guardians 3 has in store.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord. I formed the Guardians. Met a girl, fell in love. That girl died, but then she came back. Came back a total dick.
Oh, please. You left out some important information, but that is the gist of it.
I get the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up. My sacred mission is to create the perfect society.
He didn't want to make things perfect.
He was responsible for
He
Rocket,
just hated things the way they are.
apparently. So. The spacesuits.
I want you all to know that I'm grateful to fight beside my friends.
Incinerate them.
Adam. Hey, that's pretty cool. Multiple
Always searching
arms.
for a family until we found each other. Are you ready for one last ride?
One last ride.
We'll all fly away together into the forever and beautiful sky.
Whoever it was that you were in love with, it sounds more like her.
Her? That's ridiculous. Do not bring me into this. Knock it off! What?
Just never noticed how black your eyes were.
They were replaced by my father as a method of torture.
He picked a pretty set.
Typical Star-Lord Peter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But still, like Peter can be very serious and emotional in
He
some
can.
things, yeah.
One scene they showed where he's screaming.
I know.
You got to wonder what that's all about.
Yeah, and we'll find out, obviously, judging by his shouting, like, something's gonna be gut-wrenching,
Yeah, definitely. So I'm hearing a lot of rumors about this. Just don't know.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't see the third Guardians film, like, turning out to be a disaster.
No, I don't either. But I see it being pretty sad.
I know.
I think this is going to be an end.
Well, it is going to be the final Guardians film.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll find out. But
Like,
I have a feeling somebody's going to walk away. Well, if it's the final if it is the final Guardians film,
it is.
then nobody necessarily has to die.
No.
You see,
And it wouldn't hurt if any one of the Guardians would come back and make an appearance in something else Marvel,
exactly
as some Marvel characters have before.
exactly.
Good examples: Doctor Strange being the number one. God, he Doctor Strange appeared in a lot ever since the first Doctor Strange film.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and Banner, he had a big role in the third Thor film, and also this almost slipped out of my head. I guess Scarlet Witch in the second Doctor Strange film, and the Guardians appearing in Thor: Love and Thunder. So,
Yes.
Yeah, anything's possible as of now.
Absolutely.
Like, you never know who's going to make an appearance.
That's for sure.
Whether if it's like a small role, big role, whatever.
I keep holding out that Doctor Strange is going to somehow bring back Tony Stark, but
Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
just like You're just so desperate for them bringing back Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I am. Probably never going to happen, but
and the possibility if he could appear in the next Avengers films. You know,
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Well, it's just it hasn't been the same without him. That's all I can say.
I know. And in the third Guardians film, like maybe seems like somebody's gonna die. You know.
Yeah,
I really have a good feeling it's gonna be Drax, maybe,
yeah.
because the what's him face who's Drax? He's done after the third film.
That's what I've read.
Yeah.
But then apparently they all are, since this is the last one. So no, like I said, nobody necessarily has to die.
No. I mean, I haven't
Probably not going to work out that way. But
I haven't really heard anybody else saying that they were done after the third film.
Yeah.
I mean, all I've heard is what's in face Drax, and apparently Bradley Cooper. He quietly has, is quietly finished at voicing Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
But that sucks, because Rocket, he's one of my favorites. So
Yeah, I agree.
and besides, Rocket has a big part in this, and according to James Gunn.
And when does this come out again?
Well, in May, of course.
In May?
You saw when it was going to be released. So
Anxious to see it.
I think it said May 3rd. I want to say.
I think
Probably.
it is May 3rd. I think you're right. I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and
So,
definitely this. We can't miss out seeing this.
No,
No, so
definitely not.
All right, but with Guardians out of the way, now we jump to DC, and now we have the official trailer for The Flash.
Very cool.
Been looking forward to this one too. Here we go.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere. Another timeline.
That's Michael Keaton. Of
That's
course.
Michael Keaton.
Another universe.
Yeah, even in the announcement
So why you wanna
trailer.
stay and fight to save this one.
Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not gonna lose her again.
Yeah.
Time has a pattern that it can't help reliving. Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like magnets. It's my face.
Well, there are.
So my face.
It was announced there was going to be 2 Barrys,
If
so
you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences could be.
Bruce, I could fix things.
You could also destroy
Affleck.
everything.
Remember, we're getting the 2 Batmans. Zod.
I completely broke the universe. Zod.
We've been waiting for you.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
Want some help?
I think it's like the same bat cave. Like we've seen that shot before, like the back of his head. Here it is.
You are.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
Yes. Knew he was gonna say that, of course. Still epic. Oh, they're playing the Batman theme. That's supposed to be, might be Ben Affleck's Batman right there on the bike.
I think it is.
There's Michael again.
If I can't get back, there might not be a future.
That is supposed to be Supergirl, right there.
What's the play? Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
I'm well, we're Barry. Barry, what are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
There was one shot in I remember seeing a screenshot. I can't remember, but okay. But before I get to that, okay. So what did we think on that?
Looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, there was something in I don't know, but I saw a screenshot of this. Even I saw it on Facebook. We get to see the Batmobile. I think first off, this one shot right here. It's the same kind of interior and look like in the first Batman film.
Yeah, it does. Is it?
where he parks the Batmobile.
Yeah, that is of course the Batcave, but that's
Exactly,
that's
the Batcave.
That's where the Batmobile's parked. So my question is this: where is does the Flash from the TV series appear in this movie?
No,
I heard that he does.
Well, I mean, you know what? Who knows? Because here's this. I remember reading about this. There were like rumors and teases that we would get like a obviously archival footage appearance of like say Adam West's Batman, Christopher Reeve's Superman, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. You never know. Like this is the Flashpoint.
Well,
this is the story of the Flashpoint. So there could be a lot. There's a lot that can happen.
I did see the IMDb. IMDb. I had the last number.
Yeah.
The last letters reversed. IMDb. International Movie Database.
Yeah, there you go.
IMDb. Thank you.
What were you saying at first? Like I what? IB?
I got my letters. my letters reversed. Anyway, the actor that plays Barry in the TV series
Grant Gustin
is in the movie. He is listed as a credit in this movie.
He is?
Yes.
I mean, I have to go back and look, but...
So that I recall, unless I was looking at something, on the internet, you never know. You know what President Lincoln said, don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah. Now, right here, I didn't see this in the trailer, I'm not sure, but this screenshot right here, all of Michael Keaton's version of Bruce Wayne / Batman, all the bat suits that he's had.
Right.
Like, as you could see, like... This one with the gray and blue color.
Right.
And this one, number 4, is the suit that he had on in the first Batman film.
Right.
And number 5, the suit from Batman Returns.
Right.
There's also a desert-like suit and underwater bat suit.
Right.
And, of course, number 1, the main suit that he's wearing for the film.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd show that to you,
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So... And I am curious, like, here's something, like, okay, first off, what did you think of, the footage that we saw of Michael Keaton's Batman in the trailer?
It was pretty awesome.
Especially your reaction to when we knew it was coming still. It was awesome,
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Oh, yeah. That had to happen. Because that's the classic scene from the first Batman movie.
Yep. I want you to tell your friends all about me. What are you? I'm Batman.
Very cool.
Who do you think says it the best? Keaton or another one of them?
Keaton says it the best. He coined that phrase, even though Christian Bale does a very good job with it.
I think Michael Keaton did make that line Batman's official signature line.
Yeah,
Adam West's Batman. Probably I did hear Adam West's Batman say that I think one time. But just very generic or anything, something like that. Yes, I'm Batman. Stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But for this, and in the Tim Burton's Batman film, that was when Michael Keaton made it his signature iconic line.
Yeah.
His phrase also.
But the younger version Barry that's in the other timeline, he says, you're and he goes,
a bit younger than and a bit younger than the other, the main Barry Allen. So
right.
No, don't you remember we did react to the announcement trailer?
Mm-hmm.
And the same shot with the back of Batman's cowl. So yeah, it has. I know it's been a while since you saw that, but and also it's really cool that from what we saw in the trailer, we're gonna see a lot more action with Keaton's Batman.
Exactly.
Really gonna go for the action in say a DC movie like this today.
Mm-hmm.
And I do I'm pretty sure, I'm curious. There have I feel like mentioning it. I feel like bringing this up. From what I read, they are this film is going to ignore, and I think rightfully so, ignore the events of the Joel Schumacher Batman films. There's just no way that the Joel Schumacher films tie with the first 2 films that Tim Burton did.
Right. And rightfully
just
so, I think.
Be a continuing story.
Skip over it.
Be a continuing story to where we last saw Keaton's Batman in Batman Returns.
Right.
And I hope as though that they pay homage to Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne's Alfred, Michael Goff.
Somehow.
obviously, like,
due respect-
at some point, Alfred obviously passed away. So
All due respect to Val Kilmer and of course George Clooney,
yeah,
both fine actors, but sorry, the Joel Schumacher era is gone. All
Yeah.
due respect to the late
Joel Schumacher, because he tried his best for the He wanted to do something dark with the Batman films. He wanted to, but Warner Brothers, it's their fault. They didn't want to have that
Yeah, well,
because they panicked over the results of Batman Returns. Apparently,
that's how we ended up with the Star Trek V we did, unlike the version that William Shatner wanted to make. So there you go.
oh yeah, that Shatner talked about apparently.
Exactly. It would have looked much different than it did, but
Do you think it would have turned out to be pretty good, like what Shatner was describing about the original idea for? Or what do you think?
Well, not to go down a Star Trek rabbit hole here, but
I know, but
personally,
just quickly, mention
I personally liked Star Trek V. I thought it was a good movie.
Again, it's fun to watch, as I said.
It is fun to watch. Aside from the Catwoman that jumps on his back, that's the only part that was just like, oh my gosh! When I saw that in the theater, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
That's it. Like,
Well, that and Spock falling, Kirk falling and Spock diving after him. That was beyond hokey.
Well, he kind of. Well, maybe it's just how the effects turned out.
If I was Shatner, I would like personally pay to do a CGI version of that scene and have that scene completely omitted and do a director's cut and have that in there.
Well, that distance shot with Kirk falling, that was real.
Oh yeah, I know that, but up close,
I know, up
yeah,
close.
He was on wires and they had a screen flying by. I mean, it was so hokey.
the way just like.
Oh, jeez.
All right,
I mean, but you do what you do on the budget you have, and that's what happened. So
I know, but I also jumping back to the Flash. I hope and also Ben Affleck returning as Batman.
That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. I'm glad. I like how they're weaving all that into it. It's pretty cool.
I'm curious if it does happen, both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne's / Batman's, if they come face to face. I'm very curious.
That'll be interesting to see. Since they're in different timelines, I kind of doubt it, but it could happen. If the Flash does something that he brings all these universes converge, then yeah, they very well could come together. Who knows?
Yeah. But overall, the Flash looks like it's going to be pretty awesome, don't you think?
I agree. Yes.
It's going to be I think the director, I also want to point this out, the director said it the story for the Flash is a beautiful human story. That's the best I can describe.
Well, we'll see.
The best I can put at it.
We'll see.
And Supergirl. What about Supergirl so far in this?
Looks interesting.
Yeah,
Looks very interesting.
I kind of like how what her suit looks like. Red is up top and blue's right here. So.
I did notice that Affleck's bat suit, it looks a little different in the movie than when he did the Justice with the movie with Justice League, Batman versus Superman. It's a little different. It's got some blue splash in it, which looks kind of cool.
But I think it has the same kind of look and shape of the cowl.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I think of any of the
just
actors.
just like how the suit that Michael Keaton's wearing, same look and shape as the other Batman suits he wore.
Of any of the actors that ever played Batman, I felt like Ben Affleck had the best. He had the best face for Batman because of the cleft in the chin and the square jaw.
That's true.
I gotta say it. I mean, he had to look for it.
Uh-huh.
So but and I think of any of the Batmans, I liked his voice version better. With the microphone. The microphone. I thought that was a really cool.
He was
touch.
actually literally disguising his voice.
Yeah, literally. So, but then again, my favorite still is the Dark Knight trilogy. My favorite still to this day. So they're going to have to go some to get me sold on something else. But all these Michael Keaton, that Batman, very near and dear to my heart because that was the first big Batman movie at the theaters. Blew me away.
Yeah. Well, since there was before that, we had the '60s Batman movie.
Oh, absolutely.
But Michael Keaton's and Tim Burton's Batman was the first epic Batman film, I guess you could say.
Right. We just didn't have everything, bat ladder, bat oceanic repellent spray,
Batarang. So
Yeah. Surprised they didn't have a sign on that that said Batarang.
no.
But anyway,
Yeah.
you knew what it was though, because he'd say, "Robin, use your Batarang."
Yeah.
Those are still great stories though. I still love them. I mean, they're just corny as can be, but they're great. They're just great.
And I've said this before. The '60s Batman is an important piece of history of Batman.
Absolutely, it is.
Without
Absolutely it is.
that, like, hey, it saved Batman. It saved the comic industry of Batman.
Yeah.
And without it, we wouldn't have what would come next.
And I can tell you for a fact, when I was in second grade, man, I couldn't wait to get home and turn on Batman at 4:30 every day.
Yeah, who wouldn't? Anybody who grew up and watched that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just amazing on how far Batman has come, and the films you've enjoyed.
Yeah, and I have to say, the last Batman movie, I was really impressed with it, the Batman, and it had more of that bat suit had more of a, it had more of a utility
Yeah.
look to it, I guess you could say. It looked like a working suit. It looked like something that every piece of that suit had, it wasn't for decoration. He had equipment on that suit that he used. His utility belt was a utility belt.
Yeah.
It wasn't just for looks. It was, even though the Batman, everything Batman has, he wears a utility belt and he keeps a Batarang, keeps all this stuff, all these gadgets in there, like 007. But it's
or Iron Man.
This Batman was more. It had more of an edge to it. It just even the Batarang that was embedded in his chest.
That was a nice detail.
I love that detail. Whoever came up with that, it was just that was brilliant.
And it made a lot of sense. Like, where else would Batman store his Batarang on him?
Exactly.
But literally, it's his logo on his chest as well. That's amazing.
Oh, I agree. But anyway, when does this come out? The Flash?
It's June.
June. Okay.
Yeah. You also again, because this is an adaptation of the Flashpoint story,
right?
And there was an animated film of this.
Yep.
And actually,
I seem to recall that. I didn't see it, but
neither have I. But I plan on watching it at some point. And you realize that this year does mark its anniversary. It came out 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. So this would be a good time for this one.
Yeah. And I wanted to quickly point this out. Like, it's amazing. The DC and the animated films of DC, they seem to be the best ones. Better than the live action ones, I should say. I'm not joking. Like, I'm serious. Like,
you make a good point. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I need to give some of them a watch. Maybe you should too. We've seen a couple. Like, Killing Joke was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I said you could. Didn't you say you couldn't believe what happened in Killing Joke?
There were some things in it. Yeah, it was really shocking.
One shocking moment between Barbara and Bruce.
Yeah, that was a little bit uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
And I think people said that it seemed kind of weird that the late Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, they were voicing their iconic characters in this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, this is not set in the Batman animated series where it started for them voicing Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
This is different, and it's another adaptation of Batman, something that's animated. So
right,
but and we also saw and we did watch this, the Return of the Caped Crusader, the '60s Batman animated film.
Right.
Didn't you enjoy that one? I forget.
It was good. Yeah. Good.
And we haven't seen this one yet, but the one with Two-Face. Shatner is Two-Face. So, yeah, there you go. But I think with all that being said, I think that's going to do it right there. Still, looking forward to Guardians 3 and The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely plan to see these in theaters. These we have to see. So,
agreed.
A must-see.
Yep.
Anyways, and what about you guys? Are you looking forward to these upcoming films? And just let us know. Let us know in the comments and give this reaction a like as always. Any last words?
I must be off.
He says that for me. We hope you've enjoyed our reaction to the Super Bowl trailers that were shitload. I should say that there were they were shown during the Super Bowl, Guardians 3 and The Flash. If there's any other trailer released, who knows? You never know. But if there is, then we'll try and get to react to them. So we'll see you guys in the next video / reaction. Take care, and peace out.